Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another American Reacts. This is less of a straight-up reaction and more of news, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of mainstream news because it's usually filled with a bunch of depressing, modified information. But a couple of you linked this to me. This is from 7 News Australia, and I thought this was weird because it says a tornado hit homes near Bathurst. And of course, Bathurst means something to me, as it probably means a lot more to you guys that are from there, you guys that are from around there. And of course, you guys that know Bathurst for the amazing motorsports culture and history. Of course, that's where the area where Mount Panorama and the beautiful racetrack that it is resides in Bathurst. And you know, I've learned a lot about the area, and I was just sad to hear this. I'm not sure if this is exactly near the racetrack. I hope not, but it's in the general big area, I suppose. And I just want to say before we start that, hey, I really hope and pray that it gets better for everyone, but especially you guys in Australia that are watching, because I feel like you guys have been through a lot lately. I think it's rather bizarre that within 1 or 2 weeks, didn't you guys just get an earthquake, which I heard was very rare for Australia. They're not common like they are maybe here or other places on Earth. And then a week or two later, here we are with a tornado. And again, I've never heard of tornadoes in Australia either. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. Tell me how your extreme weather is and how rare it is. I don't think tornadoes are common from what I've heard. I think tornadoes are famous for being only common in the mid-plains of the United States, and especially in flat areas. Mountainous regions and even hilly regions don't get them as much, and especially big cities don't get them because it's, I don't know, I'm not a meteorologist, but it just doesn't happen there. It's usually in plain, sparsely populated, flat areas. That's the only place it can gather enough room and energy to go around. So yeah, I know this is kind of a long intro, but my heart goes out to you guys. I'm really wishing for the best. The people of Australia that I have come to know in this community are absolutely incredible, and you guys deserve better. I know that your government has been less than popular lately, and hopefully this crazy weather calms down, right? Shouldn't it just be nice and sunny down there? We don't want tornadoes and earthquakes every couple weeks, I suppose. I don't think you do either. So let's get to it. Let's see what happened here. I hope no one was injured or worse.
Left to pick up the pieces.
Dark skies spiral into a monster twister.
Wow.
Debris.
Okay, right away, this is bizarre to me because that does look like a tornado, and you can see how mountainous it is. That's not common, especially like, you know, the southeast U.S. and, of course, the west are very mountainous in America, and they do not get tornadoes. Whereas, you know, maybe the middle of Kansas, the middle of Nebraska, you know, in the middle of Oklahoma, the flat regions, you will get tornadoes. So, I don't know. This is really bizarre, and it's in Australia. I've never heard of that, personally.
Flying through the air.
Holy
Residents at Meadow Flat near Lithgow watching as the terrifying ordeal played out.
There goes the roof of a house. Look at the iron off the roof of the house.
As it tore
Jeez.
through these remote properties, taking everything
Look at
in
that.
its path.
Oh, my God.
Never seen that ever in my life.
Now, granted, it's not a crazy big one. I'm not sure if they're going to say, but I know we use the EF ratings here. So an EF0 technically is like an invisible tornado. It's just strong gusts. And an EF1 is when it takes the shape of a funnel cloud and is very light, usually 70, 80 mile per hour winds. And then, of course, EF2, 3, 4, 5, you know, F5 would be catastrophic and would be like a mile wide. It would be something you would see in like a movie. Those are really rare. So this doesn't look like anything crazy like this, maybe like an EF1, but still not good to see. This still can do a lot of damage, and it's quite scary.
No, that's sheets of what corrugated iron.
Yeah, look at
From
all
the
the debris.
sky, the
Oh
damage
no.
was immense. Roofs ripped off and thrown into paddocks.
Oh my
Trucks
goodness.
turned on their sides, power lines brought down, and huge trees ripped out of the ground. Even a horse float came off second best. Wild winds leaving locals in a state of shock.
It took the house, the roof. took everything.
Kathy Jones
That's
hunkered
absolutely
down
terrible.
in her car full of young children as the tornado shredded their family home.
Everything was just swirling around the house. We were all in the car at the time, just watching it happen.
Their whole life smashed to pieces in minutes, no corner left unturned.
You always think that you can go and hide under a bed, but there's glass everywhere in the house.
Hers was one.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. I forgot about that for a second. A lot of homes in Australia, from what you guys told me, do not have basements. Whereas a lot of homes here, especially around me in the Midwest, the middle plains of the U.S., do have basements. And that is what you need. That comes in major handy when there's a tornado, because that, you have a very good chance down there. That's very safe. You're literally underground. But if you don't have a basement, yeah, you generally want to find a bathtub, somewhere with the most structural support towards the center of the house. You don't want to be in the edges. And of course, you don't want to be in some wide open room either. You want to be somewhere that's somewhat sound, and they say in a bathtub or something like that is the best. So yeah, that is quite scary. That tells me that tornadoes aren't common, considering houses don't have a basement. Generally, these houses experience pretty good weather, I suppose. So this is bizarre.
One of multiple homes destroyed, a man and a woman injured, taken to hospital in a stable condition. 7 News chief.
Stable condition, okay. Thank goodness, I guess. Sucks that anyone would get hurt at all. But if they're taken care of in stable condition, it's the best you can hope for. Oh, look at the damage, though. That is just a shame. What do you do, right? Years of work, years of living somewhere, and just like that, it can be damaged so badly. It's terrible.
Chief Cameraman
Hate to
Steve
see it.
Curtis describing the carnage from above.
Between Meadow Flat and Peel, you could see the path of damage through the trees. For about 25 kilometres it went. There was multiple houses with roofs off, and sheds were completely flattened.
SES and
My goodness.
RFS left to pick up the pieces.
We've just been cleaning up. The SES are doing their job and trying to put a cover over the top, and really just trying to keep everyone safe.
Even the forecasters shell-shocked.
A tornado has occurred in the central west of New South Wales. Just keeping across all of the warnings and keeping a close eye on the conditions is really important as we see the system moving through.
Wow.
And
That's
Serena
bizarre.
Andaloro joins me now from Meadow Flat. Serena, a very big clean-up ahead. How are locals coping tonight?
They're tough out here. Just as quickly as this freak tornado came and left, the community here in the Central West has come together to help.
Good.
Armed with brooms and tarps, neighbours are now cleaning up, of course, opening their homes to those now
Well,
left homeless.
That's why the Australian people will prevail. That's why you guys are amazing, is because you're strong and you're united and you always lend a helping hand, and you can't ask for anything better in a horrible time of need like that than that. So good on you guys. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. Yeah, you can see the damage. That's a legit tornado, and that's really weird because I feel like that's not common there. And the fact that you guys have had an earthquake and a tornado in really close proximity as relative to the calendar is bizarre, if you ask me. And I don't know, am I crazy? Tell me down below. Tell me down below if you find that as strange as I do. Yeah, that's just too bizarre. Going forward, I really hope you guys stay safe, that the lockdowns end soon. I mean, this is getting ridiculous, right? And I hope that they keep and respect your freedoms. And let's hope this is the last of the crazy weather. So yeah, a little bit of a different one today. Guys, I just wanted to show that because I thought it was so bizarre. People linked this to me, and I couldn't believe that there was, like a tornado in Australia. Like, what? Wasn't there just an earthquake? I still think that was weird. So yeah, it's weird to see this. I'm glad to hear so far there's no casualties or anything extreme like that, but I'm really sorry that some property was damaged. That is just a shame. Much more fun to come. I'm posting a lot today and, of course, every day, so don't worry. I'm not turning into a news channel. I just thought this was rather bizarre and wanted to see it for myself, that there really was a freak tornado in Australia. So remember, guys, have fun, be safe. Let's hope everything gets better very, very soon. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. I'm not going to do my normal outro because this isn't like a fun, uppity video. And I wouldn't ask you to like a video about this. So just Glad that you're here. Glad that you watched. And I will see you next time for some back to normal fun content. All right? Catch you later.